Hi, my name is Natasha and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review and all-day wear test for the new Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer. Before we get started, I'd like to say congratulations to Angelica. You are the shout out winner for this video. If you would like to win a shout out, leave a comment below and you will be entered. So I got the Infinite Concealer in 3 shades. They have a extra large one, which I got in the color C10, and then they have a smaller normal concealer size, which I got a lighter one in the color C5.7, and then I got a darker one for contouring in the color C14. So my thought on this is, and I feel like I've seen some people on the internet do the same thing, is to take the larger one and use it as a foundation, because this formula is supposed to be so good. So it just released this year, I believe, so it's a new product. I'm going to be wearing the C10 kind of as a base over my entire face, and then I'm going to be filling in areas that I would like to contour with the lighter color and then with the darker color. I've never used any of Makeup Revolution's concealers or foundations, so this will be my first test. I do know that their previous range was very successful, and then they came out with a newer range this year. I actually picked up their Conceal and Hydrate foundation, and I'm going to be doing a separate full day, all day wear test review on this one. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you can see that video whenever it comes out. But I wanted to test out this concealer foundation for me first. Okay, so I have a clean face, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these colors and we're just going to swatch them so that you can see the difference, and then we will apply it to my face. So all of them come with a nice bottle with this stiff foot applicator, and so it's supposed to be a concealer. I was expecting this bottle to be a little bit bigger, the extra large, as you can see in comparison to the foundation bottle, but it is still significantly bigger than the normal concealer size, so we'll just see how it lasts. Foundation usually lasts me a long time. So this is the color C10. I don't think that they oxidize. I did do a little swatch test yesterday of the foundation and it did not oxidize. It was actually, I feel like the foundation might have been a little bit darker than this concealer. And we'll just see how it goes. The packaging on all of their newer products are really nice. They've really started to brand themselves with this really sleek kind of rose gold metal look, and I really like it. Alright, so this is the colors. I am a little more tan than normal, but I'll probably get darker in the summer, but I'll just then mix the darker one with my C10, this one right here. This one was the C57, and then the bottom dark one is C14. So I think that this might be a pretty good match for me. They do have a lot of different tones, so I'm more of a neutral kind of cold tone type person, so more of like blues and pinks rather than like reds and yellows. So I have a lot of options for you. Okay, so I'm going to take the lighter concealer and put on the highlights of my face, and then we'll fill it in. As you can see, this formula is really thick. Now we're going to go in with the larger, we're going to go in with the C10 and fill in the spots. And then I'm going to take this darker one, a few little dabs. So usually I take my fingers and I blend it out, but I'm going to be using this foundation brush. It's a thick kind of consistency to blend it together because we have so many different colors. I like to do a tulle whenever I have more of a full face contour like this. Whenever I'm just doing a single color down initially, then I like to just use my fingers. Alright, so this is blending really nicely. So whenever you're doing a face like this, you want to always kind of go over the lighter colors first so that your brush is not darkened by the darker colors, and then that kind of ruins the whole purpose of doing the lighter colors at all, or doing the whole contour. And you don't get it perfect at every time, of course. And then you leave the dark ones for last. So this C10 is a little bit more pink than what I wanted it to be. I was expecting it to be more cool tone. That's what it seemed online, but maybe this is just the concealer. I do believe the foundation I got is actually seems to be a different shade, to be honest. And now I'm taking the brush and I'm stippling it on the areas where I need to blend a little bit more to not drag the color over into that area, but rather kind of blend the lines. Always remember your neck. So overall, that blended out actually really nice. The finish is really nice. It's like a satin. It's matte, but it's not like super dry matte. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day. I'm really excited about it. I'm enjoying the whole entire feel of it right now. The only thing I'm kind of sad about is that the C10 seems to be a little more on the red warm side, and I was hoping it would be more cool toned with more blues in it, but it's fine. Alright, so I'm going to put on the rest of my face. If you want to watch, feel free. If not, zoom on a few minutes ahead. Alright, so I'm back, and I actually used every single product outside of my eyes, and my bronzer was actually by Makeup Revolution, and I am loving how it has turned out. This foundation, this concealer is acting extremely well as foundation, and it is so full coverage. Like, for you who watches my videos, you know that I have this beauty spot right here. Look at how that is covered up. If I had an extra little dab of this concealer on there, like, it would be gone. So this is extremely full coverage, but it is not drying at all. I am loving the way that it's turning out. We're going to see how it wears. We're going to be doing a 8-hour or even longer all day wear test, and then I'm going to be doing a check-in at the end of this video, so stay for that. Also, a little reminder, if you have not yet subscribed, hit that red button so that you can become a part of our YouTube family. Alright, so I'm going to scooch the camera in right now so that you can see how it looks up close, to see for yourself if it's cakey, drying, and if the coverage is something that you're interested in. Alright, so this is up close and personal with my skin. As you can see, my beauty spot is really nicely covered. This is fantastic. I love the way that it's wearing. The finish is really nice. It's a matte, but it's not like super matte, and it's not drying. It's got a nice satin finish. I think that using this all over your face is a fantastic idea. I also think that wearing this just as a concealer straight up is a really good idea. It kind of depends what kind of vibe you want to go for. I think that keep in mind with this wear test that wearing it as a concealer alone and then wearing it all over your face like I just did will probably give you some different results in an all-day wear test. Like, let's say for example that it breaks down all over my face at the end of the day, but yet under my eyes is okay. Well, all that means is that this is an excellent concealer and that you probably shouldn't wear it as a foundation, but we will see what the results tell us. So I'm back. My hair is different, my outfit is different. I went fishing today and it is 8 o'clock at night right now. As you can see, my foundation, concealer foundation, still looks really good. I'm going to move in a little closer in a second, but I'm going to talk about my overall thoughts about these new concealer, or this new concealer product from Makeup Revolution. So essentially throughout the day, my face just looked as if the moment I put it on, it was flawless. As you can see right now, it's got a little bit of a skin dew to it, but nothing like any of my other foundations ever do by themselves at this time of, or at this amount of wear time. So I have a few thoughts on use cases for this concealer. Wearing it as a foundation all over your face, I think, is a fantastic idea if you have extremely oily skin for every day, and also if you want to have makeup that lasts and stays the exact same for an extended period of time or in certain weather conditions. So for that, I think it's fantastic. I don't think that it's something that should be worn every single day unless your skin can handle it, because I did do those swatches on my hand and it took a minute to get it off my hand and some of it's still left over. So you really need to get like a scrub and get it out of your pores, because this stuff sticks, like hardcore sticks. It's really good, but it really sinks into there. It is a little bit more on the drying side. I do have to say though that I think the e.l.f. 16-hour original concealer, camo concealer, is a little more drying under the eyes than this concealer is, but I would like to see how it performs on top of a foundation, especially a hydrating foundation. But just by itself, I don't think that it's bad, but it did kind of make some of the lines under my eyes be a little bit more apparent than not, because it is more of a drying kind of stick to your skin and last all day kind of formula. But I do think it will work fantastic on top of a foundation. Going to be trying that out. My last thought on this is that it would probably be a fantastic spot cover underneath your foundation. I feel like because it is so long wearing and so like sticky, not like sticky in texture, but sticky in how it just performs and clings to your skin, that covering up spots or acne underneath your foundation will be absolutely fantastic. For that, I would recommend that you pick up one of these in your shade of your skin, so not a lighter one that you would use for brightening, but one that would match your foundation, so that if your foundation wears and some of this will be left over, that it won't look too strange. Just put a little bit on the spot and then buff it out around it, and then you would probably have a really nice patch cover for it. Wearing it as a foundation, I do have to say also that it did not necessarily fill in my pores and make extremely smooth canvas, although I did really enjoy the way that my face looked. Not kind of the texture, it did kind of show some texture, but I did enjoy just how porcelain kind of done, ready for a photo shoot I looked every single time that I looked in the mirror today. So I did enjoy that. Okay, so done talking about my thoughts on it. I'm going to move into the camera just a little bit closer so that you can see what I'm talking about. So underneath my eyes here, there are a little more creases than what I would like it to be and what my other concealers have, but I think that's because I applied it on my bare skin and not on top of a foundation, so I'm going to be doing that next. I think that it will perform fantastic. You can see that my skin essentially looks very similar to whenever I put it on in the morning. It has not broken up. It did break up a little bit here on my chin, but nothing like crazy, nothing that any of my, like this, none of my foundations perform like this does. But I do think that you should not wear this every single day. Don't recommend doing that as a full foundation because it is so clingy and it will probably cause breakouts and some irritation to your skin. This might be a really good foundation though if you have extremely oily skin and if you can exfoliate gently but extremely thoroughly every single night to make sure that you get the product out of your skin. Overall, I think that the formula of this concealer is absolutely fantastic. I think that is a game changer and you're probably going to be seeing a lot of it on social media on just how crazy different and great this product is. I highly recommend that you try it for yourself and pick one up. If you don't want to use it for a full face, just using it underneath your eyes on top of a foundation will probably work really well for you. I do know that my contouring and the shading that I put in with having a darker shade and a lighter shade and a medium shade worked really well and it stayed all day. If you're trying to look for something as well for a photo shoot or special event, this concealer is definitely something that you want to pick up. Will this concealer be replacing my every single day new favorite e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer underneath my eyes? No, because the skin right there is really sensitive and thin and I like some hydrating properties in my concealer, so this is still going to be my everyday. But for whenever I really want some coverage and I'm going out, I definitely will be using their concealer underneath my eyes, but I do think that I will use their concealer in my skin color to cover up blemishes underneath my foundation, and then I will be using their darker color to contour because it does a really great job and it sticks and stays all day, so my contour will not budge. So I think that about covers it. If you have any other questions about this product, please leave it below. Also, if you have any other new products that you would like me to try out that is coming out or that just came out, please leave it in the description below. I love hearing from you guys. Also, if you have not yet, hit that red button and subscribe to my channel so that we can become YouTube friends. Thank you for watching and I will see you